Hello guys, I welcome you all on this wonderful platform that is Resultant. So guys, as now interview season is going to start as PSU started recruiting from the GATE score of GATE 2024. And in this league, many students who are getting the interview calls, they are facing difficulty in some of the things as some of the students are going to appear for their first interview. So they are having a lot of doubt about the interview process of various PSUs and all, and the type of question they are going to ask and how they shall prepare. So for solving all your issues, guys, today we have called our special guest, Nikhil Bhatia, who is right now working at NPCIL, and he will be sharing his experience of NPCIL interview so that those who are going to appear for the interview, they can get some help out of that and also get to know their doubts to be resolved and what kind of things are going to happen at the interview, and they will be getting benefit of that. So first of all, thanks Nikhil for to be the part of this session so that student can get your help.
Thanks, sir, for giving this me wonderful opportunity to help students to clarify their doubts by your platform, sir.
So Nikhil,
Myself, Nikhil Bhatia, I am graduate in mechanical engineering, 2021 pass out. In after passing in 2021, I joined Rajasthan State Thermal Power Plant. I served there for 1 year. Then in 2022, I cleared NPCIL interview and joined as scientific officer. And from then, I'm currently serving NPCIL.
first of all, Nikhil, as you have already been the part of NPCL, so we will be going for your experience at NPCL. So initially, I would like to ask you, like, whenever a student is going to go for the interview for appearing into interview, what are the process for which for that students are going to appear?
Okay, so for NPCL interview, there are certain set of stages. After you reach the venue, you have to go for document verification. And one point that has to keep be very clear with this NPCIL or any other subsidiaries of DI, DRC, IGCAR, IP, IPR, etc. They are all very rigid towards document. So every document, what they mention, you have to bring that very clearly because if any document is not there, they won't entertain. So it's better when you arrive for interview, you bring all your related documents, up to date documents, and then you have to appear for document verification. After clearing the document verification, then you will have been given certain numbers, and by that number call, you will go for interview one after another.
Okay,
Mm,
so guys,
to
yes. So guys, as Nikhil have said, that is a very important point because when you are going for the interview, you must be carrying all of the documents required. So please make a checklist before going there because many students would be traveling from far away distances, you know. So they may be traveling for 1 to 2 days and reaching at that place, and after that, if you are not able to give the interview, that is a very you can say a kind of shock. So don't go for that. Please check, make all the things to check that everything you have taken or not. So also keep in the soft copy format also if anything going here and there, you can get the at least printout of all those things. So Nikhil, second thing I would like to ask, like students are also interested to know like whenever they are going for interview, what is the panel structure there? Because like we go for ISRO, panel structure is different. For engineering submission, it is different. So, like when you have appeared for your interview, what was the panel structure? How many members are there? If you tell that as well.
okay, so in panel structure, generally there will be one chairman, chairperson will be there, and along with that chairperson, there will be 6 to 7 members more. In that 6 to 7 members, generally one or two female members are there, and the remaining 4 to 5 male members are there.
Okay.
So we
So,
can say that a total of 6 to 8 members will be there in the panel for NPCL.
okay. So, Nikhil, whenever like some of the PSU's interviews and everywhere have their own way of asking the questions. So, I would also like to ask, like in the bar ISRO, like they are more interested in technical interviews only. So, here, what kind of questions are going to be asked from the student? Like, what was your experience?
Question framing, like we all know that these technical, firstly, I want to clear that NPCIL interview would be morely technical, it would be technically oriented. And interview is like mostly self-driven. So some people would be likely coming after doing bachelor's, after doing BTech or B. Some people would be coming after doing MTech, and some people would be like me who will be joining with service. So depending upon if a person like is a fresh graduate, 20 recently graduated like in final year BTech he appears. So questions orientation would be towards that BTech part. If some person who is like in MTech or has completed MTech and he is appearing with MTech background, so question orientation would be for MTech. And someone like me who was job oriented, no matter whether it is private or government organization, question would be oriented towards your job profile, what type of job, and they will be like 90 to 95% technical oriented.
Okay. So, Nikhil, like when you have appeared for the interview, for how much time the interview was? Because students are also worried about ki, sir, how long interview will be. Because at ISRO kind of organization, interviews are going slightly on the longer side. So, how was your
So
experience in that?
uh, like like this, there is very like I don't know that one fact is going like entire. When I was also there, that fact was there. Like some people say, like in BRC or any other this research organization, if interviews goes for long, then you have short selection. But I think this is not very correct because in the BRC and this NPCA, my many batchmates were there whose interview was just conducted for 20 to 22 minutes and they were selected. And for some people, like it was conducted about up to 1 hour 45 minutes and still they weren't selected. Like for me, it lasted about 1 hour 15 minutes and I was selected. So we have to keep very one thing in mind that the people who are sitting there on the other side who are taking the interviews and they are like one of the renowned scientists of the countries. So they in very less time they are able to recognize what is the technical temperament of the person who is appearing for interview and they just try to find out what is there with him, whether he has that quality to be with that organization or not. And just but like many times certain times we are having the assurity that this person is good, many times we are having not. So that's why sometimes interview lasts for long and this thing generally happens. In NPCIL perspective we can assume that 45 minutes 1 hour and sometime 35 minutes, so 35 minutes to 1 hour, this will be a general duration of interview because this much time they will take to recognize you whether you are fit or not.
Okay. So, Nikhil, one more thing I would like to ask you, like whenever they are starting the interview, they are asking about your interesting subjects, like where you are more comfortable in, or just they are asking by their own, as per your
No, sir, they
experience.
will definitely there will be like they are very humble, there will be like very polite things and they will generally ask like depending 3 to 5 subjects they will ask you and then slowly they will start with that subject, they will go on firstly individual subjects, in between they will try to connect the subjects and at where when you reach to the peak of your interview you will find a very great connection built by them between entire subjects, and that moment you will literally enjoy that I have attended a interview somewhat like that. And
Great. So,
this
one more thing I would like to ask, like as NPCIL is having more orientation towards the thermal sites, na, because it is going to be from the like power generation. So, is that like the questions are also majorly asked from that part, or they are also asked from design part and production part also?
no, sir. Like as the student tells about the subjects, 3 to 5 subjects, generally people go for thermo, so FM, HMT, and tone or kinetics of machine, etc. subjects they go. So their question will be oriented towards that only. And like barely, if a person who has worked with thermal power plants or any other hydro plants, then only they will go for that. Like one experience I want to share, I had a friend who has initially worked for 2 years in Yamaha. So their questions were oriented towards automobile engineering. When we barely find that hardly in any technical interview automobile questions are asked. So they are having well knowledge about each and every subject which we can think, sir. So they will ask the subjects which we mention in that only they will find.
Okay. So, Nikhil, one thing more I would like to ask you, like you have appeared for the interview. So, do you remember any particular questions? Because this is mechanical oriented only.
Yes, sir.
So, you can share one to
Yes,
two
sir.
questions if you want.
Actually, the sets of question I was very bit fortunate because the sets of question which I was asked, in, especially in my technical, that were from your class notes only, sir, which during my days I have studied from you, that thermal stresses, then concepts of beam, especially that question which you mentioned that was asked from you in ISRO, that three forms of which we try to calculate that matrix, voila, which you explained. That was asked from me. Then they asked difference between belt, rope, and chain drive. Then they asked me initially design of shaft. Then from shaft they went to gear. Gear they asked both bending equation, wear equation. They asked me to design, and I never thought that KT KM factor, that which we take if there are some holes or anything. That also they asked. Then after that they asked me about some machine design tables. When you will use that? Then they went in then they went in vibration, sir. That was like for best part of me because I have studied sir vibration from you, and after my answer to vibration question, that like they were like literally fan of me because my concepts were a bit clear by you, sir. They were mostly clear, and the vibration topic they asked questions, they gave me certain conditions. They helped me to design a mechanism and something like that. I remember clearly. Generally, we study 1 degree of freedom, but they took me to 2 degree of freedom, and I was literally able to solve that. And it was because I revised your class notes thoroughly, and initially I had my concepts clear for that. And that was the thing. And one thing more, sir. That seven fundamental units: length, mass, time, then flux, current. Even they also went for that. They asked one question basically about generally in fluid mechanics. They went for one question like that losses in pipe. Then they took me one point actually, which has been told in your classes, that for refineries friction loss is not a major, but bending loss was major. They even took me to that. Then they like these were the things like some basic questions. Even no one will think that we are asking the fundamental units, derived
Yes.
units. They even asked me that. They even asked me that what is the like accurate speed of light. We generally study 3 into 10 per 8. They asked me that. These were the questions that like they from very basic to the highest level they took, and these were the
So,
questions.
though they checked your physics as well. So, thanks for the credit, Nikhil. But I feel you were really hardworking because you have done a lot of hard work in the studies. I have seen also. So I feel that paid you. And finally, you got selected in that PSU. And also, I would like to ask, like, whenever you are going for the interview, do they also ask, like, what is your knowledge about NPCIL? Because generally, some PSUs are asking, you want to join us, you should be aware of what we are doing actually. So, was there any question from you or
Uh,
any of your friend about NPCL? What do you know and all?
no, no, sir. Actually, like from me, no such a question was there. Just a question, single question was related on the capacity. That thermal plants are achieving high capacity and we are lacking far behind. Whether you know about NPCL capacity, NPCL future projects. I don't know. Actually, I was working in thermal, so I know about thermal across the country. What thermal plants are producing, how much. So, but one of my friends, with them, they asked about basic capacities and what NPCL is currently producing. Actually, he was from Fatehpur district, currently where Gorakhpur Hisar plant is coming,
Okay.
700 megawatt. That is the biggest achievement of NPCL that they are coming with that plant. So he was a resident of same place. That why they asked him one question for that. You know whether a plant is built near at your hometown. He said yes. So these basic questions they ask, and they are at every moment they will assist you, sir. There is nothing like that that they will ask questions, but at every moment they will provide you assist you. That they will but they are just only to test your intelligence, your aptitude, whether you are self-sufficient for this job or not. And they know after clearing so great exam you came, and technically you will be strong. They are this way.
Great. So would you like to give any guidance to the future aspirant, those who are going to appear for the interview? How they shall prepare, what should be the strategy to get select? Anything from your side?
So strategy basically one thing I want to tell that basic idea is because initially I want to tell everybody that I have appeared for 13 interviews till date, and I actually have failed in many interviews. But after certain interviews, there was a line and set of interviews which I cleared back to back. Only the thing that I want to say is the person sitting on the other side of the panel, they are well acquainted with each and everything, and they are handling thousands of people like us in every year. They see, they take the interview. So just don't try to be like hide something from panel. What you actually are, you go with that. And there is nothing like, sir, people study many like foreign author books and they go for like that. Just what you have been taught in class, what your basic understanding is, go with that, sir. And I saw many people with a basic understanding. They cleared many very good questions till date. So just be what you are. Revise your concepts thoroughly. And one thing I want to share is there are certain YT sessions which was very helpful for me, after seeing which I cleared my many interviews back to back. Dheeraj Sardana sir's session are there on YT for interview, ISRO's, DRDO, and PRC, and many other PSUs. And after seeing that, now you will get a very good temperament. Like it said that now when we listen, we learn a lot. Then we read, we not learn that much. So the thing is, you try to go for that sessions, and you will learn that sir has taught some basic concepts, because everyone explained thermal stress. What is thermal stress? But my explanation was thermal stress to the panel was somewhat different. That created an edge, and I am selected, and I am among you telling everything. So go for that sessions, try to analyze yourself, your concept, and that there is 100% guarantee you will be selected in NPCIL, PRC, ISRO, whatever interview you appear for. And just have the self-confidence before you go. And if your self-confidence is there, you can achieve anything from my side.
Great. So, Nikhil, I feel this interview will help a lot of students who are going to appear this year for NPCIL or any other interview as well, and also for the upcoming aspirants. So, thanks for being a part of this session. And soon, once the interview will be over, if possible, we will be meeting again for some of the session to know about the job, what you are doing at NPCIL. So, if anybody is getting joining, he should know what kind of work he is going to do there. So thanks for being the part of this wonderful session. So guys, I feel everybody would be getting benefit of this session, and you can write in the comment section if you want more such session. So we will be there. We are always there in all the phase of preparation of yours to help you in all the possible ways. So goodbye for this particular session. Stay tuned with us. Goodbye.